Yo, 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 another guitar lesson here for you guys. Appreciating the comments and the engagement from everyone, the kind words, the suggestions, and all of it. So thanks for that. So we're going to take a look at just keep hammering away with the seventh chords a little bit. So I want to share with you just a way to see the arpeggios. And this is going to help you actually understand the chord shapes as well. It's all connected. Arpeggio just simply means we're playing the chord one note at a time. And with the guitar, you can't always play all the notes in order due to the limitations of the guitar. But with an arpeggio, you can. You can see each note as it shows up on the fretboard since you're just playing one note at a time. So there are two major chords that we add sevenths to that are popular, the major seventh and the dominant seventh. And then you got the minor chord with you adding a seventh to it. So we're going to go over three of these chords: major seventh, dominant seventh, and minor seventh. So first, let's just take a look at the major chord. So let's just do it with B here, change it up a little bit. So first, what I want you to do, and this is going to help you ground yourself in the chord, in major chord, because seventh chords, this major seventh chord is just a major chord, and we're just adding the seventh scale degree. So if you played, and we're doing B major, so you got B, D sharp, F sharp, B, D sharp, F sharp, B, aka 1 3 5 1 3 5 1. So this is a great exercise, just going up and down a little bit to be able to see that major chord there, the triad. And then now all we're doing is we're adding the seventh note of the scale. So if I counted 1 2 7 right there. So we got so that we add that note, and one way to think about it, the easiest way to think about it, is just a half step below the root. So 1 3 5, there's that 7, 1 3 5 7 1. Okay, now when you practice this, you're also training your ear to hear that 7, right? So spend a little time on that. Maybe you could use this as a little bit of a warm-up tool. So you may start with major triad, major chord, and then add the 7. You can really see where that 7 lives. Now with the dominant seventh chord, very similar. It's just a flat 7. So same kind of thing, maybe do the major triad first. And then we'll add the flat 7. Right, half step below the 7. Now instead of going back here, I like to grab it with my pinky over here. So far with these two seventh chords, you could just go kind of back and forth. Maybe try the triad first, then add the major 7, and then the flat 7. Just reinforcing that, because I know when I first started learning seventh chords, I got really confused with which was which, and I didn't really understand what was going on harmonically speaking. I just kind of saw them as different shapes, and I didn't quite understand the difference between a major 7 and a dominant 7th chord. So now let's take a look at the minor 7th chord. Now this only has one note different than the dominant, which is the flat 3. You just flat 3 and make it minor because it has a flat 7. So that's going to be like so. And maybe you do the minor triad first, like we were doing with the major, just so you can map that out. And then you're just adding the flat 7. And now you may be thinking that looks very similar. It looks very similar to the pentatonic scale, and it is 4 out of the 5 notes of the pentatonic scale. You could think of it as the pentatonic scale, the minor pentatonic scale, just omitting the 4. Okay? If you're used to playing that pentatonic scale, it'd be kind of tricky. You're going to have some habit of grabbing the 4. And I want to tell you, if you are using this arpeggio to play over a minor 7th chord and jam, the 4 is okay to grab. It might not be something you want to land on necessarily over that chord. It'll have a little tension there, but yeah, a lot of times when I'm playing over minor chords, I'm thinking about that pentatonic scale. Anyway, so let's just review everything here. Let's just do a major chord here, B major, 1 3 5 1 3 5 1. And then add the 7, the major 7, so B major 7. Kind of got that dreamy sound a little bit. And then flat that 7, we got the dominant 7 now. Bringing in a little more tension with that. And then we got the minor triad. And then the minor 7. So add the flat 7 to that minor triad. And this is a really good way to start getting familiar with the 7th chords. There are more 7th chords than that. Those are by far the most popular. Even if you're into jazz, a lot of jazz music is comprised of those 3 7th chords. You know, they definitely have the half diminished 7th chord, the full diminished. So there are other, you know, there's the dominant with altered with, you know, like sharp 5 and things like that. But that's for another day. This is just getting a good foundation of your 7th chords, the popular ones. And I hope this helps, and hope you guys have a wonderful day. Peace out.